Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about what a lot of people don't realize, that a narcissist is really an undercover fascist. And why do I say that? Because you got to look at the ideology of a narcissist and the ideology of a fascist, all right? A narcissist believes in authoritarian, okay? They are the authoritarian. They don't believe in fair, equal, democratic, okay? And, you could look at it from the side of relationships and you could look at it from the side of politics, all right? A lot of fascist leaders were narcissists, okay? They didn't believe in equal and fair of all people. So what you got to understand is when you get involved with somebody who's narcissistic, you're really getting involved with somebody who has a fascist ideology, okay? And this is why you are blindsided later on, because you're thinking that the relationship is fair and equal, or it should be fair and equal, but it's not, because you're dealing with an undercover fascist, and the fascist believes in dictator. So a narcissist is basically a dictator. That's why they don't want to listen to what you have to say. That's why it's got to be their way. That's why they refute anything you do. And also, they will attack you if you challenge them, just like a fascist will attack you if you challenge them, because they want complete control, right? They want that complete control. They have that complete, hunger for that power. So when you get involved with somebody and, the thing is, what they do is, what these narcissists do and what, a fascist leader will do is they will make you promises for a better country, promises for a better economy. They will get people that are desperate, just like the narcissist will get people that are desperate or vulnerable and make them promises. They come in as the angel of light. And what they do is they manipulate people to gain control. And this is exactly what's happening in American politics, all right? But unfortunately, so many people have been master manipulated to not see the dangers of the fascist leaders that are coming up, all right? So this is why education is key. And a lot of people don't realize it because they feel like, what, it doesn't really affect me, but it will affect you. It will affect you later on. Okay. You don't realize what you have till you don't have it anymore. And one of those things is freedom. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay. The analogy is the same thing as getting involved with a narcissist. You do not have your freedom with a narcissist. All right? Because they control everything. They're going to control things that are done in the house. They're going to control how you spend money or use money. They're going to control how you parent. They are authoritarian. All right? So it's very, very similar. So basically, again, you guys, I wanted to make this analogy because a lot of people don't realize. And this is part of the cognitive dissonance, why the relationship didn't work out. Because you were not dealing with a fair and equal partner. You were dealing with somebody with a fascist ideology that believed that it had to be their way or the highway. Okay? And that's exactly how fascists are. They want the complete control and to be the dictator and to be the head of the ship. And, but the thing is, they fool you by making you think that it's a partnership when it's really not. All right. And this is how a lot of political fascist leaders rise to power, is because they try to pretend that they are in your corner and that they are out for your best interest. But it is all to fool you. It is all, to portray themselves as the angel of light, but really they are the devil in disguise, okay? And people don't realize that till it's too late. And this is what happened in Germany with Hitler when he came in and the economy was bad and made promises of an old Germany. Same thing with Italy, with Mussolini, all right? And now this is going on in the U.S. And so many people don't even see it. So many people don't see it. And the irony in this is, what does the master manipulator do? They blame shift. So whatever they are doing, they are going to accuse the other person of doing that. And it's the same thing in politics, all right? Whatever they are, all right, if they're the fascist, they're going to call the other person the fascist to deflect that shame and to confuse people. All right. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a political lesson here. All right. You could believe whatever you want to believe, but this happens to be the damn truth of what's going on. All right. And what's going on in the world and how it also relates to narcissism. All right. So understand this. You're a narcissist. They have tunnel vision and they only want to see what they want to see. They only hear what they want to hear. Okay. And whatever they see and whatever they hear always has to be to their benefit. So you are struggling with somebody who will never treat you as an equal, who will never treat you as an equal partner in a relationship. When you get married to a narcissist, you are getting married to a dictator. Either it's overtly, you'll see it, by the way that they can control you. And I talked about how narcissists use scare tactics in my podcast yesterday. They overtly may try to use scare tactics by yelling and screaming and making you afraid to open your mouth. Or they could be passive aggressive, like the covert narcissist who, gives you the silent treatment or dismisses you. And it's the same thing, you guys. When you're married to somebody, you're dealing with a dictator. You're dealing with an authoritarian. You're dealing with a fascist, all right? Believe me when I tell you, you're basically dealing with somebody who's got a fascist ideology that believes that they are the ruler, they are the boss, they are the captain of the ship, and you're not in a fair and equal relationship. So, what mystifies everybody is that, at the end of the relationship, they're looking at it and they're saying, what happened here? What the hell happened here? I thought I was with a loving partner. I thought I was with somebody who really cared about me. I don't understand how this person can leave me so coldly. I don't understand why this person can't listen to what I have to say. Well, because you're dealing with a narcissist who's got a fascist ideology, who only wants to hear and see what they want to hear and see because they are a dictator. You were dealing with a dictator. The only thing is they hid it. They hid it, you guys. They hid it in the beginning by pretending and promising you a dream. And isn't this what political leaders do all the time to attain that power? They promise a dream to desperate people that are going through desperate times, bad economies, and other political issues. They promise them a dream and they get in there and they take over and they acquire that power. And then what do? Then you see the corruption, okay? And it's the same thing when you marry a narcissist. They fool you, all right? The devil comes to you not as your enemy. They come to you as your friend to fool you. That's how they get in and they hook you. So I'm doing the analogy so that you guys can understand people's way of thinking. And a narcissist's way of thinking is a fascist way of thinking, that it isn't a democracy. It isn't fair. It is a dictatorship to come in and take over. And then once they're in, you have no control. You have no power. And the narcissist, the dictator, the fascist will tell you what to do. and will have complete control and will use that control to be corrupt. Okay? They will abuse that power to be corrupt because narcissists are corrupt, right? They're corrupt in every way. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they kill in some instances. So they are very dangerous. But remember this, narcissism is on a spectrum, okay? So this is what people forget. You could have somebody with a couple little narcissistic traits, maybe selfish here or there, and you could have somebody who's a full-blown narcissist who has no empathy whatsoever, no compassion whatsoever, and could be a very dangerous person. So the whole reason that I wanted to do this podcast was to make people, open their minds up and really, you guys, you have to look deeper. In order to understand life, you have to look deeper. And the way you look deeper is by educating yourself and studying things. When you don't understand something, find out the answers. Study how things end up, And history always repeats itself. And you have to worry about what's going on today in this American politics. There is a vast danger that is in front of us. And people don't even realize how dangerous this could turn. They don't even realize, all right? Because they're not educated on it and they can't spot a fascist. They can't spot a narcissist who has a fascist ideology, who doesn't believe in democracy, who believes in dictatorship, who wants to change the rules, who doesn't follow the rules, okay? That is a dangerous fucking person, in case you haven't realized it. And people don't realize it till later on. And they have a dictator on their hands that is taking over and telling them how to live and controlling everything and changing the laws. And that's exactly what a narcissistic spouse will do. They'll get in there, marry you, trap you with kids or whatever else. This is what they love to do. Get you pregnant or have a kid fast with you if it's the other way. And now you're trapped and now they take over and there is no, there's two sets of rules when it comes to a narcissist. And there's two sets of rules when it comes to a fascist. It's the same fucking thing, all right? It's the same thing because it's their way or the highway. They follow their own rules. They don't listen to, there is no boundaries when it comes to a narcissist. They're not going to follow your boundaries. If you have strong boundaries, they're going to go to somebody else. And why can they go to somebody else? Because there's so much supply out there. So your value is low when there's a lot of supply of people that can give to them what you give to them. All right? So, understand this. You are not dealing with a fair and equal person, a loving person, a righteous person, a kind person. You're dealing with a demon type of a person who doesn't believe in the truth, that doesn't walk in the truth, who is not a person of God, okay? This is not a person of God. So, these type of people are antichrist, all right? I'm just going to say it like it is. Because it happens to be the truth. And the truth is that when people don't walk in the truth, you're not dealing with a person of God, okay? You're dealing with a dangerous person. And when you're dealing with a narcissist who has control of things and even control of a country, and when you have a narcissist who has control of a country and they have a fascist ideology, which narcissists do because they're authoritarian, all right? They believe in one ruler and they take control and they call the shots and they tell you, you don't have to worry about voting. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about that because they want the power. They want the control and they want to call the shots and they're going to do what's in their best interest, not in your best interest. And this is a dangerous fucking person. And so many people don't realize the danger that is ahead of them, okay? And I had to put out this podcast because I feel very strongly about this. And, this is a very dangerous thing, But as usual, a lot of the masses are sleeping, okay? And what is the ruination of man? Apathy. Apathy is the ruination of mankind. They sleep on things. They don't see things for what it is, and that will be their ruination, okay? So you guys, I'm on a political, historical awakening, trying to make people see beyond the surface. See beyond the surface. Stop believing words. Go by what people show you. Go by their track record. Look at their history. All right? Understand this. How they treated other people cruel, they will treat you cruel as well. All right? So, I did a reel on this where I talked about if you really want to know if you're dealing with a narcissist, just look at how they treated other people. And people say, well, the narcissist is so nice to other people. They're not nice to their exes. I'm not talking about the people that they're prospecting and trying to win over and stuff like that because they want to use them for future supply or they want to use them to team up against you. I'm talking about their track record of their past exes, okay? People that they don't need anymore, that, how they treated them, because that's how they're going to treat you, all right? So, I wanted to get into this podcast, talk about it, not only from a relationship standpoint, but also from an ideology, all right? Because to really dive deep, you want to know about narcissism, you've got to dive deep and think beyond the box and realize that a narcissist is, a demonic spirit that does not walk in the truth, that doesn't acknowledge the truth. And this is why you can't resolve conflict with a narcissist, because they won't acknowledge truth if it causes them shame. All right. So it's futile. You've got to walk away from somebody like that. But when you have somebody like that, that's going to go into power, a political leader, you are cooked, my friends. You are cooked. You are cooked, because the promises that they make you are just lies. Just lies. The devil comes in as your friend, not as your enemy. And this is how they fool you to get in there and then get that power. And that's exactly what the narcissist fascist does, all right? They make you promises. They make desperate people, they make vulnerable people that are, desperate for help. Or if it's in a relationship standpoint, somebody desperate for love, they get in there and they make promises and they future fake. They promise a wonderful America. They promise a wonderful marriage. They promise so many wonderful things in this world. But it's all a lie. It's all a lie to get in there, get that power, take over, and be the fascists that they are. Like Hitler did, like Mussolini did, like a lot of other political leaders do. And once they're in, you are cooked, all right? So be careful of what you wish for, all right? You guys, don't be naive. Just don't be naive, all right? So many people believe what comes out of somebody's mouth. So many people believe what they see in the media, okay? The media has an agenda to manipulate you. All right. So open your minds up and look deeper. Otherwise, you are the one who's going to pay the price later on. All right. I'm speaking from experience. You are the ones that will pay later on. Okay. And people say, oh, how did I get in this situation? Because you didn't open your eyes. That's why you got in this situation. Or you ignored the red flags. Or you didn't realize that you were dealing with a toxic, dangerous person. All right. But I went a little going off today. But I wanted to give it, more, and some people won't agree with me, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm speaking the truth and I'm speaking fact. All right. So the bottom line is, when you're dealing with what you need to take from all of this is that when you're dealing with a narcissist, you are basically dealing with a closet fascist. You're dealing with a closet fascist who's pretending to be in an equal, fair relationship with you, but they are a secret dictator that once they get you, they are going to be calling the shots, and they are going to want it their way, and they want to be the captain of the ship, the ruler, and you are the subordinate that will need to answer to them because they are not fair, they are not equal, they are not a just person, but they pretended to, and that's how they fooled you and they hooked you, okay? So you guys, it's very deep. I'm doing this podcast so early, and I'm getting into my, my thoughts today. So I hope this helps you to think, you guys. Really, really, protect yourself and see what's going on in the world, okay? Really see what's going on in the world. Stop believing everything you hear and you see and look deeper, okay? You are the master of your own destiny unless you let a fascist get into power. Then you're not the master of your own destiny. Remember that, okay? Just remember that. And I'm going to leave this podcast there. Okay? Have a great day, you guys. If you like the podcast, hit the subscribe button, share it. If you want a lot more videos, almost 5,000 videos, check out my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast on YouTube. Facebook, Instagram is the Game EXP123. And TikTok is the Game Exposed. If you want one-on-one confidential phone coaching, you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, or you don't know how to handle this person, check out the link in the bio for one-on-one confidential coaching. And remember what I told you, a narcissist is a closet. I can't talk, you guys. It's early and I haven't slept much. A narcissist is a closet fascist. Remember that.